40 minutes of a reading. You know, I did the earth signs and air signs in one reading, and it was about 20 minutes. And then I did the fire and water, which was another 20 minutes. Now, for some reason, YouTube only saved 6 minutes of the fire sign reading and 15 seconds or 10 seconds of the first one of the earth and air. So I want to, just try to spit out whatever I can remember, because it was some very potent and delicious messages, a lot about remembering what your own power is. And goodness, this is just so frustrating. For the earth signs, I know that it was a passion thing. Like, there was the energy of leaving or separating from something that once made you comfortable, where, like a passion, like you've been in this job or you've been doing this craft or you had this hobby for some time or whatever, that you got used to your identity being attached to that, and you removed yourself from it. So it could have been a hobby, a relationship, a corporation, or whatever it is. But once you removed yourself from it, you started to feel like, yo, like, who am I? What am I doing? What purpose do I have here? What's going on? And that got you feeling like you don't really know who you are. Like, you can't really create for real when you don't know who you are. So there's those reminders of remembering who you are, that it is okay to break apart from things, break apart from people, to break away from a job, a location. It is okay. This story keeps going on, and honestly, the story only keeps getting better. So that was that for the earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. And I had pulled some more on that, but I'm not quite remembering what the extra messages were, and that's okay. If I come back to it, or if something flows to me, then I will do that. Then for the air signs, we got Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. What came out air signs was the World. I know that World card came out, as well as the Eight of Swords is what came out for the earth signs when I asked for if there were any other messages. So that was just hinting at not actually being trapped, not truly being trapped, but having this illusion of being trapped. And that may not be what the earth signs is. My bad, y'all. I'm just trying to kick out what I can remember because it is important to me. And prayerfully, this saves, because if this doesn't save, then I'm just going to go with it wasn't meant to be, and that's okay. And that is okay. Okay, now the air signs had the Empress in reverse with the World, as well as something else. But it was just talking about the Six of Swords, which looks like a move, like a resistance for some type of move to be done, air signs. What is the connection between you being in that situation, in that circumstance, in that relationship, in that job, in that contract? What is the connection to you being in that contract, to your ability to create, to your ability to manifest, for you to project things that you want to see into this reality? And if there is a resistance, right, it's like, who are you afraid that you're going to be if you leave this relationship, if you leave this job, if you leave this circumstance, right? We kind of tie threads and connections to things to keep them closer to us, but sometimes they gotta go. And along with the things that we tie to them, we tie ourselves to it as well. Which can be a little frustrating, right? But yeah, air signs, it's like the whole world is conspiring. The whole universe is conspiring to give you what it is that you're desiring, but you got to be willing to give away something in order to get something. It's like that exchange. So what are you willing to let go of? Because you can't keep everything. If you're meant to leave, then you can't stay and get what you want. So there was that. I'm also, if I just go back to earth signs really quickly, I'm thinking about how I spoke on disconnecting. That might have been fire signs. See, it's all mixing up, but the message that's coming back to me that I need to get out again is that it is okay to untie our worth to material things, to material gains, to material wealth. Like, our worth is not that, because we are worth more than what anybody could put on a number and call it cash and call it money, right? Like, this is this is it. This is the stuff. This is real life. and nobody can pay for a life. We'll keep that lightly. Because surely anything can be done in this matrix, in this algorithm, in this life, for sure. With the water signs, because I feel like that might have gotten cut off. What was water signs about? The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I remember the Hermit being in reverse and, y'all potentially resistant. Okay, that's what the whole message was. It was about how you can't pour, you can't give from a cup that got holes in it. Or I used a bucket. If the bucket has holes and cracks in it, it's not only going to hold but so much water. And by the time you deliver it to somebody, it ain't going to be as much as it could be. So it's like this whole self-sacrificial energy of being around people and doing all that you got to do for others. This is what it was. It was Knight of Wands for the water signs. Knight of Wands, the Hermit, and then something else. But I know that whole message was about, like, you can't measure how good of a person you are by how much you overextend yourself for other people. That's just not going to work. That's just not going to work, love. Like, you need to be a full secure bucket with a heavy duty handle in order to be given to others. So this whole life is just like getting in touch with yourself, getting back in touch with yourself. And because that Knight of Wands was in reverse, it makes me think about, you having fear, or just a fear of being judged by other people for what it is that you choose. So yeah, that Nine of Wands came out at the end to just solidify that you've been doing a lot of work, you've been doing a lot of energy, you've been putting your hands, dipping your feet in a lot of different things, and it is based off of who, like, the people around you and what they're doing, and you are wanting their approval, so you're doing everything that they're doing, to try to, like, keep up, maybe. And because of that, it's tiring you out, it's draining you out, because it is not your purpose, it's not your life's work, it's not your heart work, it's not your dream work, or it's just not your dream, right? So I think that resistance of going into the hermit mode, of tapping in with yourself, of just really allowing yourself to rest and put down what it is that everybody else wanted you to pick up, is going to be very healing for you and very transformative and very powerful. And I'm excited for you, water signs, to step into that energy of just like, I don't care what you think, I'm going to do what I want, I'm going to make myself happy. That is very, very powerful. Like, this is the time to see the beauty in our life with this Taurus full moon, our Taurus new moon. Invite it in, bring in those new beginnings of love and beauty and pleasure and different streams of abundance, and let them be weird. Let somebody else not understand it. Oh well, that's okay. They don't have to understand it, because it's your life, it's your path, it's your book to be writing. This is your story. And it's actually already written. So there's that. Then with fire signs, I think this is where I got the devil card at, where they were tied to something. And because they were tied to whatever they were tied to, they forgot their own power. They forgot who they were. They forgot what they were capable of, right? We had the devil card come out with two other cards that were just telling me this exact same situation, that, like, they thought, fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, it's like, oh, I am successful because I'm friends with this person, or I'm successful because I had this job, or I am awesome because of this. And it's like taking away those pedestals, taking away those conditions of what makes you a certain thing. You didn't need that person, you didn't need that job, you didn't need that thing to solidify you or to validate you into what you were. And I'm feeling like that pattern has to end. You can't keep giving credit to other things where credit isn't due, just because you feel like you're not enough by yourself. And that's whatever that devil card is. Because whenever you step away from that, whenever you're not thinking about that friend, that relationship, that corporation, that achievement, whenever you're not thinking about that, you're just completely present with yourself. You're just completely here. You are just completely knowing that whatever is happening because of you. So that devil card is like that thing that you're giving a pedestal to. And once you can take that pedestal away, you'll start to realize that it was all you the whole time. You were creating this the whole time. It was you the whole time. So yeah, that was my synopsis on the reading. If you would like me to go deeper, then I can go deeper. You can ask me some questions inside of the comments, and I will answer them. Also, let me know if anything resonates with you. Yeah. I love you. Thank you for watching.